is the Glass Cannon Network.
Do you hear the howling screams of forlorn apparitions in the lands of the dead? That means you're watching Haunted City here on the Glass Cannon Network. Hi, this is Haunted City, where we play a game called Blades in the Dark by John Harper and Evil Hat, the best role-playing game written in the last 20 years, going by yours where fine books are sold. I am Jared Logan. I'm the GM for this game, and with me, as always, I have Ross Bryant, Josephine, McAdam, and Salim. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Good.
Here we are.
Welcome back to the city that never sleeps and never dies.
Oh.
What a question.
What's everybody been up to lately? I don't know why today all of this is like, well, is it always awkward or just today? I don't know.
No, you were coming in hot with some great energy, and then you threw it to us, and we were all like, "Yeah, what's up?" That's on us. We did not we did not meet you halfway.
That's true.
Freshman during an ice-breaking exercise. I'm from Philadelphia. Okay. So, tell me about yourselves. Where are you from? What do you do for a living?
Oh boy.
Oh man, what do I do for a living?
Yeah. Let's really answer that question. You know what? What are we all doing here? That's really a better question. On Earth, I mean.
Oof.
Oh, right. Damn. Okay.
What do you think the meaning of life is, Ross Bryant?
Yeah. I mean, a cynic.
Please answer quickly.
A younger and more cynical Ross probably would have said that it was just to fill the time between the breaking of the light and the falling of darkness. But now a slightly more searching Ross is just like a building community, making friendships and cultivating love where you find it.
Josephine's grunting because those were going to be her answers.
Oh, gosh darn it. No.
Yeah. Cultivating, building community, cultivating friendships, and love, finding love. Yeah, I agree with all of those.
That's
lovely. That's lovely. For me, it's making money.
Yeah.
All I want to do is make money. That's why I've become a professional game master.
Yes. You shall build your pyramid of gold.
Every time I talk to Joe O'Brien and Troy LaValle from the Glass Cannon Network, I'm like, where's my money? I want to
Show me the money, O'Brien.
Yeah, O'Brien, give me money right now. Send me an envelope full of money. Josephine, McAdam, what do you think the meaning of life is? And don't use any of Ross's answers.
I would never. I think... Well, I'm on a quest to find the perfect laminated buttery croissant.
Oh, okay.
Damn. Oh, wow.
That's a better answer than mine.
Did you just say laminated?
Yeah, you know, the lamination,
laminated.
the layers. The layers in a croissant, the lamination.
I didn't know they called it. I only think of lamination as like...
It's like plastic film.
Yeah.
Y'all don't watch Great British Bake Off?
I don't know.
Man, I got better shit to do in here than fucking London.
Can I
I'm gonna watch a fucking British Bake Off, man.
Can I
In moments of existential dread and depression, you don't turn on Great British Bake Off?
No,
Josephine, I'm going to be honest with you. I hate British people. I can't stand them.
Yeah.
Their accents grate on my nerves.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Them British people, they suck, don't they? They stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
JK, of course. So the perfect croissant. That's a great quest. I think that's great.
Quest.
Have you gone to France?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna
But
find
it ain't
it.
there though. You heard that? Yes,
I've been to
what's not
France.
there?
Look, they're
Yeah.
okay. Luz are very close. Ross has tried Luz, the French on the Block bakery here in LA. It's French run. They're delicious. They are delicious. They're some of the best croissants I've had in the world. My French mother also agrees. Every time they're here, we're getting those croissants. It's only on the weekends. And look, it is made. They're made every day. So some days I found like some days they like just stand up to every other croissant, and some days they are like, you're in another world, another dimension as you take a bite.
Wow.
Try that when I get out.
Yes. Josephine's turned me on to this place, and it is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Great.
Abu, meaning of life, and don't say croissants.
Good luck.
I mean,
Can be the meaning of your life.
At the moment, it's to save Princess Zelda.
Right.
Great.
Like, you have no idea how high the stakes are right now. Okay, that Ganon douchebag, right, has taken my princess, and I am destined to save her again. You know what I mean? I do it like every three years or so. You know, when they release another Zelda game. So
yeah, I've heard that Ganondorf. I don't play Zelda. You're about to discover. But I've heard he's super hot. Is that true?
I mean, he's just, you know what? You know what, right? He's just a bigger guy. Like, that's it. Like, and it's all right, that's fine. Like, totally cool. You can like fancy him, that's totally fine. But like he's an evil motherfucker. Like, what? He kills people. How can you think that's hot? You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Last I heard of Ganon, he was like a evil, disgusting wizard. Is he hot in the new Zelda?
Oh man, listen.
Oh, yeah.
He's just got, like he's just a bigger guy with darker skin, by the way. So thank you very much that he is now hotter because he got darker skin. Thank you. Why don't we just tell the industry that as a whole? You know, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. The meaning of life is to save the Princess Zelda. Thank you very much.
I just want to point out that Abu was questioning whether a big, strapping, beefy guy who kills people could be considered hot. When I would dare say that is one of the thesis statements of this show. Yes, as put forth by Mr. Abubakar Salim and his character.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Because his character is a stacked hot killing machine.
And speaking of the game and our characters, 1,000 years ago, this was a land of beauty and magic. Then came the cataclysm that blotted out the sun and ripped open the gates of the land of the dead. The city of Doskvol is a metropolis of tenements and factories surrounded by crackling lightning barriers. Outside the city is a wasteland of the ravening undead. Inside the city is a teeming hive of scum and villainy, intrigue and corruption. Life is cheap in a city ruled by death. The sun is gone. The only thing that shines in Doskvol are the blades in the dark.
Awesome. Jared is a prose.
Guys.
I almost lost it.
Sometimes the intro is a bucking bronco that almost kicks you off, but he's
true. It's true.
On.
That thing describes exactly what happened. Like I almost lost the reins there for a second.
Oh, that was great.
All right, let's get into a sickening recap. Basically, we are in season 2. We started with our characters in prison at Iron Hook. Then they got out of there and they decided to make friends with the Grey Cloaks, who are former Bluecoats who have become a gang who were framed for a crime. They were framed for burning down their watch station, which had evidence against a Lord Strangford in it. So they've been trying to figure out how to get back at Lord Strangford and clear their names. In comes the Remnant, consisting of Ekphilia, Valkos, and Juliette Belrose. And they say, hey, we'll help you out. So they went on a mission to try to find evidence on Lord Strangford's Leviathan hunting vessel, the Crucifix. They found a journal. There were a lot of adventures. Things almost went tits up as they usually do, but they found a journal written by Lord Strangford that described the fact that he has become tainted, corrupted by the demonic forces ostensibly out there in the Void Sea. Upon returning, a lot of wheels were put in motion. Basically, Juliet and Valkos are looking for some way to destroy Ekphilia, and Ekphilia has hatched a plot to put Juliet's spirit in Valkos's body, thereby creating another vampire. Step one of this was that he was going to have Marlene, a pugilist rival of the crew of I think Valkos. Am I right about that? Mm-hmm. Attack Juliet. Juliet having recently defeated Marlene in a bout. Am I missing anything?
No, man.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Then let me just talk about today's score. The score is not going to involve Ekphilia. It would be kind of weird because the other two are trying to murder them. So the score today will have Ross Bryant playing as ally to the crew, Sawtooth. A character that I originally essayed in many performances that were given much praise and many accolades. I am
just being the Roger Lazenby, Roger Moore to your Sean Connery here.
Exactly. Yes.
In humbly picking up the mantle.
You are the Val Kilmer to my Michael Keaton is how I would put it. So yes, you will be playing Sawtooth today. Just want to let the viewers and listeners know this because I think it's funny. We have given Sawtooth a level 1 harm that he has a cold cough.
He's got a level 1 case of the sniffles.
Yeah. And then other than that, he basically has physical abilities, right, Ross?
Right. Uh-huh.
Which would make sense.
One of the great things about this game is it's like, oh man, we need to make a character. And the builds for these characters, as unique and detailed as they are, literally takes 1 minute. Like,
that's so great because so many other role-playing games, you're like, we need to make a character. Let's take 3 hours and sit down with a calculator, but not in Blades in the Dark. Your friend can come over who's never played before, and you can go, want to play, and then you're playing in 10 minutes. All right. So I will describe the score today. The Path of Echoes, your longtime associates, the gang or faction that you pay up to, the people who have sent you on mini missions, they asked you to do them a favor. There is a reporter, they're called Ink Rakes in Doskvol, named Vorka Bramble, and Vorka has discovered the identity of several high-ranking members of the Path of Echoes. Technically, the Path of Echoes and the spirit riding that they practice and the delving into ghosts that they practice is illegal-ish. Like, it really shouldn't happen. And if these identities are discovered of these high-ranking members of the Path of Echoes, it could create an enormous scandal, and the Path of Echoes itself might be found out and eventually destroyed in some way. So it's very important that this reporter, Vorka Bramble, does not release this story and release the names of these high-ranking members of the Path of Echoes. Vorka Bramble works in the offices of the Doskvol Vesper. That's a newspaper in Night Market. Night Market, you might remember, is the very busy sort of market section of Doskvol where there are a lot of like brightly colored like electric lights and buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings with rope bridges in between them. It's just a completely crowded, bustling area of the city where there are many different heritages moving about, people from all different parts of this empire. So that is sort of where she is, and that's what you know so far. Night Market, Vorka Bramble, the Doskvol Vesper. Before we get into the approach and the detail, is there any information gathering that you want to do?
I think we would have obviously known who Walker is by, identity, that kind of vibe, like the look. I mean, we don't just have a name, right? They would have given us a...
You just have a name, and because you do, and because photography is not quite like a everyday thing in Doskvol, I bet it exists, but it's not like Ring could just hand you a photo.
No, of course. Okay. Would we have... Could maybe we, investigate the look of this lady?
Yeah, you want to do an information gathering? I will just say, before we begin information gathering, that time is of the essence, because this paper is going to go out in the morning. That's why you've been tapped to take care of this now. So yes, you want to do a little information gathering. You want to find out what Vorka looks like. What action are you using?
Yeah, I don't think it should be me. I mean, what is your hunt or study or survey?
Okay, my hunt is 0. Study is 1.
Okay.
Survey is 2.
Okay, could we use a survey? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna actually beat up some reporters. I'm gonna use my skirmish roll to gather some information by beating up some newspaper people.
Okay, no problem. Why don't you go ahead and roll skirmish? We'll just do this quickly because it's information gathering.
Okay. Would it be controlled?
What's that?
Or risky?
Let's call it risky. And for standard effect, if you succeed, you will find out everything about what she looks like.
I got a 6.
Oh, all right.
A 6. Okay. So Vorka Bramble is a small woman with raven black hair who is dressed in a style that is common to the middle class of Doskvol, and the middle class of Doskvol is a fairly new development in the city. Normally there was the nobles and the lower classes, but she's sort of a middle class person, and the middle class or bourgeois of Doskvol tend to affect pretty outlandish sort of outfits, a lot of them. So she's got like dresses that kind of have big kind of like puffs that go up over only one shoulder, or like the skirt is cut at a weird odd angle, and she does her hair in a sort of her raven hair in sort of a wild updo. So you can notice her by her sort of affected style and her hair, and she has black hair, and she's a diminutive lady, not a big person.
Cool. Perfect. Good to know.
The person that you beat up was, let's see what level of person they were. If I roll really high, I'm going to say that it was a high-ranking person. If I roll really low, it was a low-ranking person. It was a 3. So I think you grabbed like someone who worked with the printing press.
Okay.
And just threatened them and beat them up. Now can I go?
Yes.
I don't know why this guy is acting like that, but then he runs off. Okay, so you know what she looks like.
Okay.
Anything else before we pick our approach and our detail?
What time does she... Oh, wait. Do I find out what times they finish what work?
You got a 6, so yes, he tells you that they often work into the night, especially on a big story.
Good, okay. That's good to know.
Can I just spend time, I guess, sitting outside, a bench nearby surreptitiously, and to survey if there's like security in this place, or is it just employees, what the security situation is?
Give me a controlled roll for standard effect to find out about the security.
Okay, I'll do survey. Yeah, 4. Success with the consequence.
Okay, I'm not even going to tell you what the consequence is, but I know it. The security that you see, you don't really see you see some blue coats going in and out.
Ugh.
Not a lot of them, but a few of them.
Okay.
maybe 2, and they stay inside most of the day, but you've occasionally seen one go out to get some kind of weird fungal pasta cup off of like a street cart here in Night Market and then walk back in.
Okay. All right, well, there we go.
All right. Are we ready to pick our plan?
Yes.
Okay. Assault, would love to see that. Deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport. Remember, your victory condition is if the story does not run and you have some sort of promise that it will not run.
I say we should go deception.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you say deception?
I think we should pose as blue coats. Security and go in here.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay.
And then?
Well,
and
then
we're supposed to...
We'll find out. That's
We're supposed to persuade not to publish, right? That's the whole goal?
Yeah, okay, cool.
So Juliet is advocating a deception plan, and the...
But I'll hear anything else.
No, I think it was either that or stealth, right?
The detail would be to pose as blue coats. Does that detail, how does that make her stop? The idea is to get in that way, and then just threaten her or convince her after that.
I think so, yeah.
I have a...
Spit it out.
Well, maybe, maybe you just, bust up the press.
What do you mean, bust up the press?
I mean, the paper can't come out if the printing press is, on the fritz, you know. If you knock out the movable type, smash up do a real hatchet job on the on the press itself,
Yes.
and then I don't know, we go up to this Vesper and say, if you don't want what happened to the press to happen to you, you're a smart person. Fill in the blank.
And her, just to review, her name is Vorka Bramble, and the newspaper is called the Vesper. But I think Sawtooth did make that mistake.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very good idea, but we have to convince her not to repress. And I do believe that maybe sharing this story about our very good friend might be of use, and I kind of flash the book.
An exchange is what you're advocating.
Yes, an exchange.
Ooh.
I think that's interesting. So what type of plan do you think it is? Do you think that's a social plan?
That almost feels social.
Well, I think it can still be deception. We can still get inside in the room to ensure that this does not happen. That is enough to kind of, because if we do a social, then we have to rely on just word. Do you know what I mean?
We don't have,
Well, we don't have to, but I think actually by getting in their space,
right,
it's the best way of perhaps convincing.
Okay. What does everybody think? Does everybody agree to deception, and do we agree to the detail being posing as blue coats, or is there anything that I'm missing there? And does anybody really say, no, let's not do it that way, let's do it another way?
Because I think it could be a deception, but it can also be like a sabotage, right? You can still sabotage the press machines and stuff, right?
My favorite thing players do. Plan? What about 3 plans? I think you'll find that if you try to trade, stories with her and destroy her press. I will tell you as your GM, I think that would be at cross purposes. Someone whose press you destroy would probably not trust your information.
That's very
So
good.
you need to pick. You need to pick something.
Okay.
Maybe we pose as reporters instead. I think we're gonna have to pose as something to get in
just
either
a source,
way,
right?
Or a source.
They're all crazy for sources. And an anonymous source. That way we don't have. I don't know. I feel like I could be a convincing blue coat because I'm, sturdy and educated. But I don't know how. I don't know if the two of you could pass as members of the authorities.
Okay. All right. Maybe we go social.
Okay. We're going social. Let's go social.
Let's go social.
Yeah. Okay. And if things go sideways, smash the press. When in doubt, break something. That's my motto. I learned that in med school.
I'm so happy that you are with us, sort of.
I'm happy to be here. You're welcome.
So all of this is happening maybe at a cafe nearby. You're kind of discussing, and a social plan needs a social connection. That is the detail, the type of detail it needs. So tell me what that connection might be.
The broker.
Our broker. What is our broker's name again? Someone had it. It's Amancio, right?
That's right.
Amancio, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Amancio, you want Amancio to get in touch with Vorka Bramble and set up a meeting with an anonymous source. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Amancio says, and what shall I say the information pertains to?
It's regarding a very important individual within society of Doskvol.
Can you give
And
me
it
a little
involves-
more? It's not
and it-
hard to get these reporters on the hook unless they know what the scoop is.
And it may involve demonic entities.
I'll see what I can do. Let me make the engagement roll. Okay. So, let's see. You get one die automatically. Then, why should I give you more die? What have you done here?
Well, we've got some information, got some leeway.
You know what? You do have that. You do actually have the thing you want to trade with her, and I think that's big. I'm going to give you 2 dice for that because that's a big story. But I'm taking a die away, and I'm not going to tell you why. And let's see how Amancio does, and then we will be in the score. So, what is everybody's loadout while I jangle the dice?
Mine is going to be normal.
Okay.
Same. Normal.
Okay.
Yeah, normal as well.
Okay, very good. All right. It is going to be a risky beginning. And so, Amancio comes to you just an hour or two later and says that Vorka Bramble is willing to meet, but you must meet at the offices of the Doskvol Vesper. And who is going forward as the main meeting person, or are all 3 of you in there?
I think all 3 of us will be there, right?
Yep.
All right. So you go in and they're expecting you. And you are led to like a conference room on like the 2nd floor. And it's a Victorian type conference room. So everything is like, like green leather on wooden chairs, and like you can see that they have a huge liquor cabinet here for all of them to engage in spirits, but it's got a big heavy lock on it, so you can't just like get in without getting permission. And the next thing that happens is 3 blue coats walk in to the room, and you immediately recognize them.
No.
They're not actually blue coats. They're gray cloaks.
Yes.
And they say, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question, wearing enemy attire.
What is that? We do this all the time. We look like bluecoats. We know how to play the role. And we're here to protect Vorka Bramble.
We're not here to harm her. Just so you know.
Oh, really? You're gonna have to convince me of that.
If anything, well, we're gonna make her career.
It's true. What do you owe Vorka Bramble?
Say again?
What do you owe Vorka Bramble?
And a woman among these three, whose name is Orcella, you know her from, one of the rank and file Grey Cloaks, is like, we don't owe her anything. She's paying us. It's a job.
Look, she's about to run a story which will anger some close allies of ours. Rather than necessarily threaten and beat her to submission, we're going to trade her a story. A good story. And hope that maybe that will suffice. So there. We're open with you.
Roos, the really big Grey Cloak, in his blue coat attire, says, I'd like to see you try to beat her to a pulp. Because you're not getting through us.
Oh, this is just the way
she
that
hired
Funko
us
speaks.
because of this story.
Yes. Okay, fine. That's all well and good. And I kind of look Bruce up and down and sort of I'm like, nah. But my point is that we're not here to fight. We're here to simply trade information.
Exactly.
Orcella says, you're gonna have to tell us more about this information. What are you here to trade?
Wait, don't the Grey Cloaks already know? Did we?
Yeah, we did tell them.
Okay, but Orcella doesn't know right now.
Yeah, I'm just making sure before we... Okay.
Well, I tell you what. Why not bring her in the room first and we can tell you all at the same time?
I don't think so.
Oh my god.
We're the people you have to convince first.
Yes. Yes.
Look,
Okay.
we have proven ourselves time and again to you already. Could you not extend a bit of trust in this situation?
I guess we could give you additional effect on your role.
Okay. I'm going... Yeah, so who here's got sway?
I only have 2 points. What do you...
That's good. That's good enough.
I'll do it. He doesn't have any. I'm happy to do it.
It's a sausage. It's fine.
I can be very persuasive.
I'll be like... Juliet,
Please let Sawtooth roll.
Please, Juliet, just convince them.
Your
Because I'm
time will
close.
shine. You're close.
Very close. Very, very close.
Okay. Just calm down. Just breathe. I'm gonna roll. What's the position here?
The position is risky because if
Right.
you fail this roll, they're not going to let you see without revealing what the info is. Keep in mind, the Grey Cloaks already are aware of this info.
Okay, and so this is great effect, though?
It'll be great effect. Yeah, they will be on your side after this if you succeed.
And...
This would be information that they'd want.
Right.
Discredit the...
Yeah, but you already gave it to them, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean that they...
Yeah, we
seems
have
that
a
they'd want it
copy,
to be
right?
public knowledge to discredit their enemies.
It does seem that makes sense, yes.
Do I have an extra die from any of my friends helping me here, Valkos? Are you?
Yeah, I think I'll assist for an extra stress.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesus, my dice. Okay, but it's a success with a consequence, a 4.
A success with a consequence. All right, let's see. Success means, okay, we'll get vodka for you. But I want you to be real careful what you do while you're here. You understand there can't be any violence, or we're gonna have to answer it with violence. Does that make sense?
Of course, we are always careful.
Okay, so what I have done is I'm gonna create a clock, and the clock is going to be something along the lines of the Grey Cloaks get suspicious, or the Grey Cloaks suddenly are. And by the way, you guys aren't doing anything wrong. That's what's hilarious here. Like you are just doing a social score where you are trying to trade in good faith. But the city of Doskvol and the alliances are so shaky, and people intrigue so much that the Grey Cloaks are still not quite trustful of you. Remember, they only have a +1 with you helpful.
Yeah.
So
and you know, they have to keep up their cover. I get it.
Yeah, of course they have to keep their cover. Okay, so just making sure everybody understands that. And I'm just gonna put it Grey Cloak's turn is what I'm gonna call the clock, and I'm gonna make it 4 segments.
Whew. Okay.
And the first segment is gone because you got a success with a consequence.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. So they walk out of the room, and soon you hear like a loud chattering coming from outside of the conference room, and the Grey Cloaks, Fisher, Roos, and Orcella. I love that Valkos called him Bruce earlier. Fisher, Roos, and Orcella come walking back in, and you hear, put it in the other column. I don't have time for this. And then this small woman with a big, loud voice comes walking in and slams the door and is like, I don't have a lot of time. What do you have for me?
Milady, I wish to present to you
I'm no lady, brother. What do you got?
Oh, she's a firecracker.
Look, we understand that you are about to release some information that is very delicate to certain friends of ours. And
who told you that?
They did. And we wish for that to not go forward. And we understand, however, that you are simply working and doing your job. So we wish to give you some other information in which we feel is even more valuable than the one that you wish to press. We will only trade this information, however, if we have your word that you do not press further with the story. Yes. That's
and it's
me
very good
You work for the
information.
cult.
Yes, I dance with ghosts. I dabble with them, hang out with them. It's very, very fun. You should try it one time, or maybe I try it with yours. So
She pulls out a notepad and says, "And what is your name?"
Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know this story that I have here? And I hold up the book. It is a book, a journal that belongs to... What's this guy's name again?
Lord Strangford.
Lord Strangford. Wouldn't you like to read, dabble? In fact, here. And I toss it to her. And I'm like, read the last page.
She pauses for a minute, and she says, "Why should I trust people that were sent by a cult that endangers this city?"
Because you understand that they are in a very desperate situation. And they will do anything to stop this from going further. And here we are, as the middle men, as our people say. We are the barrier, the Grey Cloaks, before things get nasty. Read the book.
That sounds like a threat. Why don't you use an action to get her to read the book?
Okay, I'm gonna roll my command.
Yep, that's how you did it. So that's how you roll it. And let's say risky for standard effect, she will read the book, but the risk, of course, is that she gets one step away, farther away from making a deal with you if you fail, and you'll need a completely different approach if you fail.
Okay.
I'll take a stress to assist.
Okay, and I'm gonna
say,
yeah, go on.
This is he's really being reasonable right now for him. I would suggest just reading the book peacefully.
And I'm gonna push myself. There's gonna be a slight glow with my, my hands, because you can see this sense of the ghost fighter energy kind of coming out and sort of just delicately, like, sort of seething. Anyway, here we go. A 6.
How do you do this?
Those goddamn Valkos dice.
Man, oh man.
There it is, a 6. Okay. So she gives you all a long look and then opens the journal and begins reading. And after she's read it, she kind of looks over the journal carefully, and then she says, okay, this feels like the real artifact. You have a legit case against Lord Strangford. And you want me to trade my story about your cult in exchange for this.
They're not our cult. But yes, that is why we are here. That is why we are talking to you now.
And why should I do that when I can just publish both stories? And she takes the journal and she begins to back up. And she goes, Roos or Sella?
This is where
I do what I hired you for.
This is where I go. This is what I'm primed for. So I'm gonna move at her with ridiculous sort of speed and force and grab her by the neck. So I'm gonna use my not to be trifled with ability and my I think I'm gonna use scum. I'm gonna use prowl because it's like an ambush, right? So I'm gonna roll prowl with.
To move quickly, I'll allow it to move quickly over to her, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
And we're grabbing her by the neck, huh?
By the throat, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And everything changes. Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I roll an extra die, right? Or is it just greater effect with the not to be trifled with?
This is gonna be risky for standard effect, and the success would mean you just get a hold of her. And the risk is she gets out the door.
But what with the not to be trifled with? What does that give me? Or is it yeah.
Let me see. What is not to be trifled with? I'm trying to remember what it does.
It says when you push yourself, then you can do something superhuman.
Yeah, physical force that verges on the superhuman. Engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat.
Okay, great. Push yourself.
+1 die or +1 effect.
Push yourself and take 2 stress. And then if you want, do you want a +1 die or do you want +1 effect?
I'm going to go for +1 effect.
Okay, so if you succeed, you are going to...
And that's in addition to the effects of the special ability, the die.
Oh, okay, so you'll get great effect, meaning you'll totally cut off her exit, and you will have a hold of her as well as the normal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And can we do something at the same time, or?
I think you absolutely can do something at the same time. What would you like to do?
I just want to take out my little blow dart and just shoot a little standstill poison dart into her. It's temporary, guys.
Okay. What's the action you're using?
Tinker.
Okay, so let me start with your roll, Valkos. A 2,
Wow.
a 1, and a 1.
Oh dear.
That is surprising. So she is getting out the door, but I am going to allow Juliette's roll now.
Okay. Position.
Position is going to be risky because she will escape
Right.
if you fail. and it will be for standard effect. You will hit her with the dart, and she will have to pause for at least a little while, right?
Okay.
Oh, you
A 6.
Yes.
So she's out the door. The blue coats / gray cloaks move in to block your passage, Valkos, and you smash into them hard, sending them because you did not to be trifled with. I think you send them kind of sprawling. I think the liquor cabinet smashes open, like they're kind of like dazed, and then a dart flies out just as Vorka is about to disappear through the door, and like now she's frozen and just her hand is still sticking into the conference room and like 1 foot with like the door partially closed on her.
I'll go over there and pull her back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go over there and you pull her back in, Sawtooth, and you also hear some alarmed voices coming from the bullpen outside.
Oh, I closed that door.
Just heated conference.
Do you really want to? Are you? Is that for color, or do you really want to calm the people outside?
If it seems like there's a hubbub approaching, then yes, I will try to calm the people outside.
Oh my god.
Okay. Several people in sort of their shirt sleeves with ties and bow ties. They sort of head toward you. Let's see how many of them there are. There are 4 of them coming toward the door.
Social scores.
Fuck.
Okay.
And you have to calm them down. It's risky. If you fail this, they are going to try to find out what's going on and come into the room. If you succeed, then they will think, heated conference, that happens, no problem.
All right, I will use command.
Okay.
What's my position?
Your position is risky for standard.
Okay. Here we go. That's I get 1 die.
That's a fail.
That's a fail. Okay.
That's a fail. So you pull Vorka Bramble.
I think I pull her back and Sawtooth's head pops out. It's like nothing to worry about. Things just getting a little bit heated. You know how things go.
Okay, you see one of them look at one of them catches the sight of what's happened to Vorka. Okay, and screams at the others, "Call the city watch!"
No,
and then
that's unnecessary.
The two men there, two of the people run off to get help.
How
the
many?
Other 2, there were 4 altogether. 2 of them are trying to force their way into the room, but I will say that you can manage to get the door shut, but they are now trying to force their way into the room. And the gray cloaks are getting back to their feet.
And I turn to the grey cloaks and I'm like, "You fools, we are trying to release information on your enemy. You know this. Why are you fighting us?"
Well, they actually haven't really fought you yet. In their defense.
You crashed into them.
Yeah, you just crashed into them when you failed a roll. So let's take it one at a time. Valkos, you say that. Juliet, what do you want to do?
Well, meanwhile, I didn't want to interrupt, but while he was speaking to them, like or trying to convince them, while Sawtooth was trying to convince them out there, I wanted to put binding oil on the door.
You can do that now. So okay. Sawtooth comes back in, as we have previously narrated, and then you put binding oil on the door.
So that it closes and seals permanently.
So I'm going to rule that the binding oil on the door, you don't have to roll an action to do that. You just do that, okay? Actually, no, you know what? I'm sorry. I do want to roll an action because I said 2 guys are trying to get in. Okay. So roll an action to get the binding oil on the door before they kind of burst their way in.
Okay. I'll do Tinker.
This is risky for standard effect. The risk being they will push their way in.
I will assist. If it's
here, I'll roll an extra die just in case. I'll just roll one separately.
Take your stress, Sawtooth. You're like helping to push the door closed.
I'm a tinkerer as well. Yeah,
that's true. Okay, well, it's a success with a consequence.
Success with a consequence. The Grey Cloaks are really, they're really concerned right now because you've blown up their operation. You have attacked their charge, the person that they're charged with protecting. So I'm going to go ahead and take 2 more pieces off of their pie.
2.
They have 1 segment left, and if that goes away, they are going to just be in open combat with you. Okay? But for now, they're kind of like going like, everybody calm down. What is happening?
Okay, look, we are just trying to have honorable dealings here. We have provided information. Your client here should have...
Dunk, on the door, like, get an axe, get a hammer or something.
Should have given something in return, and instead she is trying to now steal from us. This is a very dishonorable practice in journalism.
Vorka is nearby going,
I go over to her and I'm just like, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. I'm a doctor. You're...
okay.
I'm gonna go over and take the book as well. Take the book back.
No problem. And the Grey Cloaks are like, I mean, the story, you know, that could be good for us or it could be bad. I mean, we really need to talk to Nessa before we do something like that.
We have no time. Please understand that this is the best way without spilling any blood. Please understand.
Yes, I'm going to open this door and you are going to explain to them that everything is fine in here. And we can continue peacefully. Does that sound good? No more
Yes, I think that our friend Ms. Bramble just fell into a fugue state. Luckily, there's a medical professional on hand who can deal with things. Hence the hubbub.
Are we all in agreement?
They are not yet in agreement. What action are you going to use?
I'm going to try sway again here.
Sway him.
Okay.
And I'll assist as well because I'm again just in a very stressed state.
This is a desperate sway for standard effect. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Desperate. And the reason is the final piece of their clock will go away and the Grey Cloaks in the room will then be fully against you if you fail. If you succeed, they will do as you asked.
And I'm pushing myself. To stress.
So you got an extra die from me as well.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
6.
There's a 6.
Full success, baby.
Okay. They go, right. We need to buy some time. We need to all talk about this. That's Orcella. She says, so I'll just calm things down outside.
Okay. So I'm going to go put some alkahest on the door so that it just opens fine.
Thunk, 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 thunk. The people are trying to push it in or pull it open. And then she goes like, everything's fine. Everything's okay. We're handling it. We are police. So please just stand back and let us help Miss Bramble. The meeting just got a little heated. Yeah, stand back. Roos is like shouldering his way out of the hall. Now let's see how convincing these guys are. Because they're helping each other, there are 3 of them. I'll roll 3 dice. That seems fair, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. 2 6s, critical.
Oh, holy shit.
So they managed to convince everybody to stand down. But what is happening now is they are talking to bluecoats outside, and they're all talking amiably and like joking around and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. But there are bluecoats outside because they were called earlier based on a complication or something like that. So
okay. All right.
You still have a frozen reporter
Yes.
on your hands.
Yes, I'm going to pull a blade, and I'm going to sort of, as she's frozen.
We're closing the door again.
Yeah, the door's closed. The door's closed, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to pull a blade, and I'm going to sort of, as she's frozen, sort of delicately, sort of brush her cheek. Be like, you know, my people, criers, they would lose their tongues. So it was all about the word, the written word. Mind you, half the people couldn't even read. Shall I take your tongue? Does it need to come to this? Or are you going to cooperate?
When does the standstill poison wear off?
It just says temporary. It doesn't give you a time, so we can have it happen when it says temporary paralysis. So,
Juliet, you gave the dosage, so you let me know.
Okay, so I'll lean in, knowing exactly, like, perhaps we have a few moments, a minute before it wears off, and say, I would choose your next words and actions carefully. My friend here does not give empty threats, and we have much worse than what you're currently feeling. I think you should be grateful that there is no pain with this. And I sort of have a syringe in my hand very close to her body so that she can feel it.
And I'm holding her
in place
tenderly, just as a doctor might. It's it doesn't have to come to this. I mean, to be honest, they're doing you a favor. They're trading you this story for a better one, right? So your reputation's made.
She slowly is able to move her lips, and you can see her kind of shaking or kind of unstiffening her neck. And she says, okay, you drive a very hard bargain. We'll run the Strangford story. But I need the journal.
And what of the other story?
I'll pull it. I'll talk to my editor right now.
How do we know we can trust you?
You can come with me.
I kind of look around, I'm like, sounds good.
How about you tell us the story so that we have that information as well? So we can know and have that as leverage, as a show of good faith that we can trust.
Okay. So basically you want to know what she was going to print.
Yeah.
In the morning.
I've been curious the whole time. I have to know.
Okay. She has the names of several high-ranking upper-class members of the city elite who she has discovered belong to what she is calling a spirit-riding cult. She has a little bit of detail about exactly what happens, but specifically that they cultivate and keep ghosts that they allow to possess them, which would be a kind of a horrifying revelation, especially for someone high class. And the names that she has are Stellan Robel, and the other names are Fela Longstaff, and Obelus Everpenny. And thank you, Zach Zone, for your excellent Blades in the Dark name generator. I should have given you all the props.
These are fantastic.
This
Great
episode. So there we go. Okay. And you, Juliet, I think because you had a more higher class background, may at least recognize the name of Fela Longstaff.
Okay, in that she is connected to Sparkrights or academics?
Yeah, let's say she's a high-ranking academic. She's one of the board of the university.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, fellow Longstaff. I'm pretty sure I went to school with her son.
You.
I know her.
Ooh, when you spoke to us, you mentioned that they were going to destroy the city. I thought it was graver news than this.
What do you call it? Letting ghosts pass the barriers? I mean, who knows how many ghosts they've got up there? What if they lose control of them? What if the ghosts get out? What if they start possessing everybody?
Look, we're
It
not
could be
here.
an invasion of the ghosts out here.
Please, just take us to your editor, prove that you're going to do it, and let us be done with this business. I am tired.
She takes you down the hall. Someone says, Vorka, you okay? And she's like, fine. Get out of my way, Benny. And then she walks back to a big corner office with a window looking out on the various catwalks and rope bridges of Night Market. And there, behind a big mahogany desk, is a man that is shaped like a boulder with almost no neck. And somehow he has a necktie clenching the huge McDonald's grimace-like head. And he has also little round spectacles, and he looks up at you and goes, Orca, and who are these folks? They've got a deal to make with us. Larry? Lawrence Peake, editor of the Doskvol Vesper. And what is this deal? They want to trade us the cult story for this. And she pushes the journal over to him. Check out the last page. He looks it over carefully, and then he shuts it. And he looks up at all of you. The cult sent you, didn't they?
It doesn't matter who sent us, it matters about the story. Now, will you print it and pull the other, or do we... It's a question.
We keep the journal?
You keep the journal, as long as you keep your promise. And please, please keep your promise. Please keep your promise.
What will happen if we don't?
Oh, wouldn't you like... And I'm literally there. As soon as he says, what happens if we don't, I'm going... My blade, I'm just going to throw it and just miss him. But it's going to just cut his cheek.
Action roll. And it doesn't... something... This is an intimidation move, mainly. But let me know what you'd like to use.
It's going to be finesse. Because it's, finesse of the hand.
Absolutely. Let's go desperate, because if this fails, I think you know what happens if this fails.
Okay.
Okay, and I know that's a little silly.
No, but
it does seem logical.
I got a 6.
Of course you did.
Because basically, I get as soon as he says it, my hands are shaky. But then because I'm talking so much and I throw it at him, it's like almost like the instinct kicks in, and that's why it just glides. It glides without. He blinks and it just cuts, and he doesn't even. And I feel like he won't even realize that he's been cut until just a millisecond afterwards.
He pulls up like a horn, like Victorola kind of opening on a tube. I mean, he just freezes, and then he pulls up that sort of speaker tube, and he goes, Naaman, we're cutting the cult story. And right now, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doskvol. It looks like our crew just completed a score in about half an episode.
Record time?
There you go.
Record? I think that's a record, yeah. So, that said, I think that you achieved your goal. Lawrence Peak, the editor of the Doskvol Vesper, looked quite intimidated by your intimidation move, which I think you rolled a 6 on. So, he has cut the story, and he has the journal now that he can use and run that story instead. So the Grey Cloaks come and they are ready to escort you out of the Doskvol Vesper. Any final business before you're done with this score? Not one flashback was necessary. Or did you all just forget that you can do that?
No, I knew it just was unnecessary. We had it under control.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my arm around Rice and be like, Bruce, you did well, eh? It's good fun, eh? Thank you.
It's Roos.
It's not even...
I said that.
You said Bruce.
I said Bruce.
I heard Bruce.
That's what I said, Bruce. And I kind of like tap him.
And I might, as we're on our way out, just lean over to one of the copy boys, be like, as you can see, I've got some very powerful friends. I was wondering what's the going rate for just advertisement for a local business in this rag of yours? Because, I mean, it'd be great if you could even a caricature this face, this mug, and then, sawtooth, bones set, teeth pulled, reconstructive surgeries completed.
Orcella, one of the Grey Cloaks, walks up to you and goes, I think it's time to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, noodle it over.
Back in the sunken grotto with you, and let us slide right into downtime. But we can do a little free play first if anybody has anything that they want to get out of the way before we get into all that. If no, that's fine. We'll go into downtime.
I think let's just go into downtime.
Let's just do this.
Yeah,
this is
okay.
great.
This is
I feel, man, we should be doing more social scores. No, that's not true.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, they never devolve into violence.
Yeah. So first we would handle XP. So let's bring up your character sheets and let us deal first with Valkos.
Okay.
You took a desperate action or two, right?
Yes.
And
my prowess.
Okay. And do you want to move those anywhere, or are you keeping them where they're at?
I am going to keep it where it is because I feel like I've done my playbook stuff in a bit. But yeah.
Okay, great. And then, did you address a challenge with violence or coercion? This is what I love. Like, it was a social score. I kept thinking, wow, Valkos better be careful with the approach he's taking. But Valkos is playing a cutter, and he's addressing challenges with violence and coercion. Give yourself 2 for that.
Boom. Full playbook. Okay, cool.
And that's a full playbook for a new special ability, or I believe you can take a new dot with that. Or maybe that's...
really?
Wait,
well, I think you can move them into the attribute.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I'll just take a new power, but let's finish it off.
Let's finish it off. Did you address with your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I mentioned the fact that I dance with ghosts and it's all fine, and then she sort of got it. I got really irate by how angry she was at the idea of people dancing with ghosts.
You know, I think that's more struggled with issues from your vice.
Okay.
Because that is your vice, right? So go ahead and take 1 for that.
And I did express about the criers and taking their tongues and using their words.
You did bring up Severos, but I don't think that I can give you XP just when you bring it.
That's fine. That's totally understandable. It's all good. I get a power. It's fine.
Yeah. And what power are you taking?
I'm gonna take, because I think I've been doing this, because this has been my vice for a while. I'm gonna take functioning vice from I think it's the Lurk, I believe.
Oh.
No, it's not from the Lurk. Sorry, it's the slide. It's a slide. No, fuck. Who is it? It's someone.
I think it is the slide, isn't it?
Is it the slide or is it the spider? No, it's the spider.
Oh, that might be it. It's the spider.
It's the spider. Yeah, functioning vice. And I think it's because I've been, again, especially after this debacle and doing, favors for bloody the wrong people. Anyway, but I think that's the power that I'm going to be taking is functioning vice. And that allows me that whenever I indulge in my vice, you may adjust the dice outcome by 1 or 2 up or down. And an ally who joins me in the vice may do the same.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, I'm sorry. Join in vice? Can we join in vices?
Apparently,
absolutely.
I think if we share the same vices, yeah.
Or maybe you just try out. Maybe there's a way to get stupor through having spirits ride you. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Very good. Now
I'll try it.
Yeah, Sawtooth would. Sawtooth would.
Let's look at Juliet Bell Rose. Juliet Bell Rose.
Okay.
Did you? I don't think you had any desperate actions, did you?
I had one in resolve, yeah.
And is it going to stay there?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
I'll keep
great.
it there.
You answered a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Yes, absolutely you did. I gave Valkos 2 because his violence threatened the score, but I'm only going to give you 1 because I think that you did your shtick and it helped incredibly, but I'm not going to give you 2 XP for that. So 1 for that.
Okay, I'm going to put it in my resolve.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm going to give you that because you are attacking the Leviathan Hunters and you successfully attacked the Leviathan Hunters by releasing this story.
Do we say that's getting revenge on a
Absolutely.
payback
So you
against
gain
someone?
an additional XP.
Great. Yeah, and the crew will too when we remember. So that fills up my resolve.
Okay. Right. So we determined that you can put that into an attribute or into your playbook XP. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
So very good. What are you going to do? You're going to get another dot of something in your resolve area?
Yeah. Based on this score and what we just did, I think it'll be another dot and sway.
Sick.
Okay. Yeah, that seems necessary and helpful. All right, let's go to Sawtooth, earning a little XP for the first time. Although I gave Sawtooth a couple extra dots to reflect that he is at in a tier 2 crew.
I think Sawtooth was definitely the MVP of this score.
I always want him around.
Wait, did Sawtooth roll 1 action?
Yeah,
it's fine
like,
that he didn't.
I don't know that he did. It's like,
Wait,
this
really?
is really... I think maybe I did just to I did and I failed it because
you got a 3.
I tried to get the people on the newspaper office floor in their open plan office to keep them from getting the cops.
That's right.
I totally biffed it.
Oh my god.
Dude, I love that he was next to useless. Okay. Not in terms of game fun and entertainment value, but in terms of just utility.
Yeah.
Okay, so no desperate actions, and he didn't address a challenge with technical skill.
I don't know. Absolutely not.
No?
His background never came up.
Did he struggle with issues from his vice? Have you determined his vice? Let's determine it now.
Yeah. What? Based upon? I mean, you created this character, Jared. Like, what do you believe his vice is?
I believe his vice is gambling, but not in the terms of like card games and roulette. He likes to gamble on business ventures, and
he's an investor.
He's an investor, yeah, and increasing, spending things to help his business, but like a lot of them are not good ideas.
God, I'm underwater with this thing. Oh God.
In that case, I'm gonna give him 1 because he was asking about advertising.
That's right.
Brilliant.
Look,
Brilliant.
I wanna get an ad in the Vesper. The people of Night Market need to know that there's a affordable medical professional able to attend to them. The bodies are so frequently fallen to ruin here in Doskvol, yada yada. So many people talk about the spirit, and they neglect
The body.
of flesh.
The story comes out in the Doskvol Vesper the next day, and it is it has the entire city in an uproar. Everyone on the street is talking about it, and there's also talk of like emergency meetings in Charter Hall and in White Crown.
Oh, do we do any?
We're gonna do crew XP now.
Oh, and I'm just realizing, like, in our last downtime, we did nothing to decrease our heat.
Maybe you should do that. Okay, crew XP, here we go. Did you address a challenge with, did you execute a burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage? I'm gonna say no.
Technically,
We're not sabotaging the Leviathans.
yeah. Or
No,
even
sabotage is not ruining someone's reputation. Sabotage
And
is
the
like...
story? No?
I don't think that's a sabotage.
The story
No,
from
it was
going
more of
out?
it.
Are you really?
Wait, let me look up the meaning of the word sabotage.
Yeah, because I was in agreement, and then I was thinking, actually, I don't know, man, because sabotage feels like it's breaking something, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Really?
well, no, wait, listen here.
I remember you said,
Deliberately, here's what sabotage means.
Okay.
It's deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something, especially for political or military advantage.
Okay,
I feel like
that was a sabotage.
that was a
Definitely
sabotage.
a sabotage. Well done, thank you, Josephine.
Yes.
listen, all of y'all. It's a,
Yes. So I'll go ahead and put a point in for that. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? That you did not do.
Okay.
Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? This is a huge story, and your heat is high, and I don't know that the reporters know who you were, but the Gray Cloaks do. You take a point for that. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature? Yes, you're going after the Leviathan hunters right now.
And then
and shoring up our
Plus-
bond with the
With the Path of Echoes.
yes.
And also +1. Go on, do it,
yeah,
Josephine.
for
do it.
vengeful. Plus what?
+1 for Vengeful, and you have filled your bar.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Holy shit.
All right, I'm going to clear it. Does everybody want to pick a special ability?
Do we want an ability or do we want an upgrade of something?
Oh, yeah, you can also upgrade. So I think you actually can pick...
I'll tell you what.
We get 2 boxes. Is that what it is?
2 boxes, yeah.
Should we?
Did you see that? Do you see the crew upgrades that like you could get +1 stress box? I think you have to have all 3 filled, but
What?
yeah, look at the crew upgrades. There's some really interesting things that we've just not looked at.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, you can fill in 2 boxes right now, and then when you get the 3rd one, you get a +1 stress box, all of you.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah, where's that represented on the sheet?
On the
Right under where it says shadows. Crew upgrades.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we just have not looked
I
at
see.
that.
Yeah.
And then
What?
thief rigging, where you get 2 free load of tools or gear. Like we could go light and have 2 free, you know. There's-
That's right.
You know, I actually think there is one thing here. I mean, because what are we? We're wanted, right?
Yeah.
You are wanted. Well, you have a wanted level of 1, sorry. And you have a heat that's quite high.
Yeah. What are you thinking to put it into?
No, I'm just looking at some of the other people's crew's special abilities.
Oh, abilities.
Yeah, and there was Fiends, which was fear is as good as respect. You may count each wanted level as if it was turf, which I thought was interesting. But that means that if we got rid of our wanted level, we would also lose that turf. You see.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or there's Patron, which when you advance your tier, it costs half the coin it normally would.
Oh.
which is also interesting.
We are often broke. Yep.
Yeah.
We are often very broke.
That's pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
and
That
you're
might-
very close to some high-ranking people with the Path of Echoes.
Right.
So
That
it
makes-
would make sense story-wise.
Yeah.
Makes sense. The patron one and the steady, the upgrade that if you fill it gets you one more stress box.
Yeah, but then
are
that's,
the ones
that's
I'm leaning
like,
toward.
but that's quite a lot to fill, right? 3.
Yeah. We would
That's a
fill
lot.
2
You know what I
right
mean?
now. Then we'd have to fill it up again, and then yeah.
But that's just
It's
how it
expensive.
works, you
Yeah.
know? That's
Yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
when you do it, that's what's going to have to happen. So,
I'm.
But I'd be down for patron if that's where people are.
Yeah,
leaning.
I'm down for patron or the stress box. Yeah, I'm. You know what, Abu, you choose.
Okay, I think we should. I think it's patron because we did a very successful. It
Okay.
makes sense story wise, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Path of
I
Echoes
think-
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
watching us.
We really helped them out with this. I mean, I think
right.
it makes sense. It makes sense in the story, for sure.
so did you, can someone write in that you have the...
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, great. And, actually,
Yeah, if
you can hit the plus there and then write it in.
And
Yeah,
that's
if you're at patron, it'll autofill it, I think.
Yeah, it should, yeah.
Really cool.
It's the roll 20 for Blades in the Dark is excellent, and if you are playing, you should use it. The sheets alone are really, really brilliant. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put in that you have that patron, and it means less coin to upgrade your tier, which is important because it's starting to cost a lot of coin to upgrade your tier. All right, that is the crew XP. And now we are going to move on to, I think, some free play before we get into payout and entanglements and things like that. I did narrate, perhaps a little too early, that the newspaper comes out and Lord Strangford's reputation is called into question. The city is abuzz about it. But I want to know what Ecphelia has been doing while this has been going on. Remember, it's only a period about 24 hours, and Ross, you can even say that Ecphelia was resting or doing something innocuous, and we can move on. Let me know.
I think that makes sense. So when last we saw our friend, they had overindulged their vice.
Oh, yeah.
Their body had twisted into a horrific bestial form until you next feed without overindulging. Now, because this is interesting because I became that way because I overindulged.
Right.
But in order to clear it, I must feed without overindulging. But by overindulging, I cleared my stress. So how can I feed without
Go
overindulging?
get you some stress.
That would imply that I've both gotten stress and then cleared, or maybe it's just by sitting one out that I'm de-beast.
I guess in theory, Ecphelia in bestial form could have gone on this last score, accrued stress, and then
Yes.
gone to the next downtime.
That's right.
I think we should narrate that Ecphelia for the next 24 hours is still in bestial form.
Okay.
And when we get to downtime activities, Ecphelia can hunt again. But for now, what would you say over 24 hours Ecphelia has done in bestial form?
And this is just free, not getting into actual activities.
Right, but keep in mind, sometimes rolls can happen in free play.
Right. Ecphelia is like studying everything about how to execute the plan that she has set in motion, that they have set in motion. The contact with Marlene was already made. So the plan as it stands now is can Juliet Belrose be injured enough in the ring that they would require that they can be sapped of life and her spirit taken out. I think I'd probably need some I'd need to get a little bit more, maybe some arcane assistance with that.
That makes sense. Now, when you were in bestial form, can you, I mean, I think you did make the sort of deal with Marlene while you were in bestial form. Is that right?
I definitely spoke to
Yeah,
her.
you
So
did.
yeah, I think I even said that I was still wearing that like carnival mask.
Your body
Perhaps to
twists into a
attempt to-
horrific bestial form until you next feed. Okay, so I don't think that it means you can't talk or make deals with people, but you are terrifying.
I look scary.
You look scary. So yeah. So what do you do? What are you doing? And right now we're not really doing downtime activities. You know what you're talking about in terms of finding help might be like acquire an asset.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe you're all we go ahead and establish you're on the hunt, or you're looking for. Oh boy, hunt is a loaded word. You're looking for a whisper. Basically.
That's right. I'm looking for a whisper to
Oh my god.
or who I can
fuck.
help to extract a spirit. And,
You know a very prominent whisper.
yes.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
All
Sure
right,
do.
it's
Haven't
now
seen him
time.
in a while.
It's now time for Ross to do a scene with himself.
How many characters can I play in one fucking yeah, okay. Haven't checked in with old Celiac Khan in a while.
Not since the end of season 1.
That's right. He was up on his spire in Six Towers, worshipping the builder and building the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Two. Oh yeah, let's have the two
I can help you
creepazoids
out.
meet. Oh yes, and of course KronzCon is in the mix as well. So
So
yes,
that you don't have to do quite so much.
but yeah, in darkness, everything is shadow. So this like loping, oddly moving shape goes through the city. Maybe still with like a porcelain mask on to kind of hide, which is probably disturbing to passersby if they catch a glimpse, but not as disturbing as the face behind it might be. I'm imagining almost like No Face from Spirited Away, but like kind of
Yeah.
moving in an odd serpentine way.
Like once they've like eaten all of the food.
Mm-hmm. And upstairs, up, into, and what is the Basilica of the Builder look like now?
Oh, it's a full basilica now, friend. It is like they've added like structure to it, and you know, of course, it is the builder, so they've been building, and so this entire, temple made out of scavenged parts, but looking beautiful, looking like finely designed, like an architect of great skill put it together, but still made out of scavenged parts from around the city, stands before you, and it is partly a kind of like a Greek amphitheater and partly a church. And of course, there is a throne, and in that throne now, you do not see Celiac Khan. You see a body, and that body is made up of parts that have been stitched together.
Oh.
Amazing.
It is missing one thing: a head.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Right.
my god.
And that is what Ekphelia sees as they emerge into this space. And perhaps the penitents of the builder are around. And then just like behind them even, it's like, is it not beautiful? In a world of chaotic material, in a labyrinth of infinite forms, this is the
form it chooses, strises, reaches closer to its apotheosis. We provide its material, and soon it shall walk abroad again.
Out of the shadows comes the skeletal face of Selyak Khan, dressed in garments woven by the builder's power, looking thinner somehow, looking all the more like a skeleton. And just like with probing eyes looks, it's like,
and your spirit, it seems, is quite attached to the material realm in which it finds itself. All too attached.
and
I'm not here to bandy philosophies with you. I'm curious if you would like to strike a bargain. I'm not in the business of bargains. My patron is not in business. To speak of business is profane. Rather, speak of tithes. What offerings do you have to make that my patron may provide you the boons with which it is so generous?
As stormy clouds play in his flesh.
It's like a tithe of flesh. Seems to me you already took a tithe. One of our mutual friends' little digits, eh? Although it seems to me your patron is a bit incomplete, ducky. Something short of a pinnacle. It doesn't have a head. Well,
Sorry, I said I'd help, but this is so wonderful. I just want to watch.
in matters such as this, one must be selective. We have all of us made our offerings.
And as the as Ekphilia glances around, you can see the occultic members. Like, one is missing a finger, one is missing an arm, one is missing an ear, and you can maybe see it. Like the arms are not made of arms. It's like, if you look close, it's though flesh from different things has been sort of 3D printed together.
It's like, what tithe do you have to offer? The digit was a start. The head of Juliette Belrose contains many things.
Yo.
I've borne witness to its brilliance. How it can pluck from the language of mathematics and engineering to construct many things. She's not so different from your builder, is she? What a greater offering could be made. So here is the tithe that I will offer you, Mr. Khan. You can have her head, if I can have her soul. I provide you the body, and you give me what's left.
And before we find out, so sorry to interrupt you, because it was so beautiful. But before we find out if Selyak takes the deal, let's go back to our downtime, and we may be rolling that in some way, okay?
That'd be so good if you rolled against yourself, bro.
Of course, you control both characters. I have to think about it as the GM.
Please.
I mean,
Oh my
basically,
God.
I don't know how much I control Selyak at this point. You can.
I think no, it's your character. You created Selyak. You
Oh
even
my
control
God.
Sawtooth now. All right, so let's go back to our payoff, okay? So let's start with our payoff. The crew was successful. The story about the Path of Echoes did not run. And so I'm going to say that you gain rep for this. You earn 2 rep by default, but the score target was not a higher tier, so you don't get anything else from that. If you keep the operation quiet so no one knows about it, you earn 0 rep. No, people know that you did it. So I guess that's 2 rep. That's 2 rep. A small job, so a small amount of rep. So I'll fill that in for you. A job that you took care of it, and I'm going to go ahead and add, because I think we left it off, the 2 you have for your turf as well. So you guys are only 3 away from filling your rep tracker. Wow, that happened quickly. All right, you are also the recipients of 6 coin. Ring.
+2.
+2?
Because you said it was a sabotage. And we have covert drops. +2 coin for espionage or sabotage. So we get +2.
8 coin, everybody. And I will just let you know, Juliet, that you're the one who makes the exchange this time with Ring. And you realize that Ring, when Ring is not all like, you know, scarf around their face and like, you know, covered in like a cloak, that they are Fela Longstaff. Until now, you didn't know who Ring's identity was outside of the Path of Echoes, but you realized, you put 2 and 2 together now, and you're like, oh, that's Fela Longstaff, one of the people whose identity would have been revealed.
And who's Fela Longstaff again?
She's a high-ranking academic and on the university board.
Interesting.
And Ring is either an alias or the alias being used by the spirit or spirits that ride her.
Who knows?
Yes, that's right.
And had I met her in the past?
Let's see. If I roll 4, 5, 6, you have. No, you only know her by reputation, but you've seen her enough that you are able to recognize the face underneath the cloak now. Okay. That is the payout. Did I need to put coin in, right? Oh, by the way, it looks to me like you are out of space after 2 more.
No, we got the full one.
Oh, after 2 more.
After 2 more. So you have 8 coin that can fit in your vaults, and that means you have 6 to distribute.
No, we've unlocked the full vaults. I remember going through this last time.
Oh, thanks.
We've
Sorry
got a
about
double
that.
vault.
Okay, so 4 more, but then you're still... Oh, wait, nope, you're right. Okay. Wow, you guys
we should
are
be
rich.
able to put it on there.
Yeah,
You guys are rich as hell.
Well, I don't know how much it is to upgrade our tier, but anyway.
Well, now only half the cost.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, that's amazing. Yeah, you'll go to tier 2 strong next. Okay.
Right, it's not until you don't pay until it's
until you upgrade a tier, yeah.
Right, tier. Okay,
that's right.
So we could do some spending before then.
Yeah, you have enough money that you could do some spending. And by the way, you guys should start putting coin into your own personal stashes. And and now is a good time to start doing that, because keep in mind, when your character gets out of the game by getting too many traumas or something, that's when they retire. And when they retire, the amount of coin that they've put in their stash determines how their life ends. And if it's not enough coin, it ends very sadly.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a specific action that needs to happen? Because I moved one of my coins into the stash just that I had.
No problem. Let me just get rid of that coin. It doesn't.
No. From my personal.
Oh, okay. No, there's no specific action that needs to happen. You just you can just do that.
You can do it. Okay.
But there is a specific action, not action, but there is a thing. If you try to pull money out of your stash, it costs 2 to get 1 out of your stash.
To get 1 out, right? It's an investment.
It's an investment, exactly.
Well, do we want to give ourselves some of this coin instead of like a little 2 coin each?
How much would it
up eventually?
But how much would it be? Because I fear for my life. So how much would it be to upgrade now? If we can't now, but if we were to upgrade with patron ability, how much do we need to
What's the cost to get to tier 3?
Oh boy, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, so we'll have to have filled, it's rep that does it, right? So rep will go up, and then we'll go to strong, and then rep will have to refill all the way up. So it's probably like 2 or 3 scores out, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And how much is it again? Is it like something times 3?
Looking it up.
I'm looking it up, but if I'm not
vamping.
mistaken, it's if I'm not mistaken, I'm pulling this out of my head. I think it's your tier times something. Maybe it's
it's pretty high. Like
it's the new tier times something. I'm gonna look it up. Look it up. But in the meantime, you're not quite there yet anyway.
Yeah. So maybe we put it in our stash. Maybe we do 2 each in our stash.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, I think we take 2 each. Are we
That
giving
sounds fair.
Sawtooth?
I helped a lot. Yeah. That was the linchpin of the whole operation.
I'll
take 2. Maybe 3.
Is Sawtooth allowed to do that?
Should we give Sawtooth 1?
He can have 1.
Yeah, I'll take 1.
Hell yeah, Sawtooth's gonna retire well, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so I'll decrease this by 5 then, or
by 5. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna invest this in a little startup.
Of course, that's what yeah. I don't even know where that money's going.
It's going to take me a little bit to look this up because I went to advancement and it's actually a tier thing. So I'll look that up in a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
Sure.
Anyway, the next thing on our docket is your heat. And I'm going to rule that the heat is 2 heat, which is standard contained exposure. That feels right for what you did.
It wasn't low key out of all of the things we've done.
Let's see.
Forever,
okay, in terms
like,
of violence, but we did go
we've
there
gotten
just
standard
as
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's such a huge story to drop in the city, and you've already made enemies of the Leviathan Hunters. I think it's fair to say 2.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So you are 1 away from gaining a new wanted level. All right, now I think having done that, we go to entanglements. Right? Okay. So entanglements, your current wanted level is 1. I'm going to go ahead and roll your entanglement. Okay. Let's see. Roll a number of dice equal to your wanted level and use the result of the roll to select which of the entanglements manifests. So heat 0 to... no, your heat is huge right now. Your heat is 6+, right? Okay. So here we go. And your wanted level is only 1. And that is a 5. So, demonic notice or show of force.
No.
Okay. All right.
Goddamn demons.
So, I'd like everybody to just roll a die.
Just roll 1.
This is a fortune die for each of you, but I want you to roll it.
Die.
Just roll a single die. Position and effect don't matter. This is a fortune roll.
I rolled
just
a 5.
Put in 5.
6.
Oh.
6.
Sorry, I just rolled. I rolled 2, but because it was like take the lowest effect because I didn't realize that I could roll 1 die. Hold on, let me just re-roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 6.
Okay, so 5. Okay.
6.
Okay, so Ekphilia, Sawtooth, or Celiac, who comes under demonic notice?
I mean, I can tell you who's most likely to. From this score in particular?
This is an entanglement that happens, and it's not necessarily connected to the score. Not necessarily.
I mean,
It's
that's
fantastic.
interesting. That's really interesting. And you did just say one demon has no head.
I mean, well, demonic notice is just notice. That could
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a statement of opinion. Let's about whoever this is. I mean, I'm going to say Ekphelia. Ekphelia is the one who's out there making bargains, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be the builder, but like Ekphelia is a supernatural entity of a kind herself. So themselves. So perhaps the builder or others are aware of them.
Very good. So, I think that it says here under demonic notice, a demon approaches the crew with a dark offer. Accept their bargain, hide until it loses interest, or deal with it another way. So if you hide, you forfeit 3 rep. So,
well, that's interesting because I basically just came to a demon with a bargain. So
yes.
It seems very apropos.
The bargain, so get this, you didn't even have to use a downtime action because this has come to you on its own. They will help you transfer the soul of Juliet into Valkos's body if you bring them her head.
What?
And I think now, and I was reluctant because I feel like this is the kind of scheme that, of course, Ekphelia would cook up. Celiac is a fanatic, but me, the player, I don't think Celiac is evil. And this is like the whole reason that that Ekaprag's body was taken over is because Ekaprag came to Celiac begging for it to get out, and he's like, the spirit has a will of its own. Like, you gotta convince it. Like, this isn't a matter of force. The spirit is chaotic and has to have agency. So now the builder is like, no, this is just a gift I want. And that is totally flying in the face of just like the consent of Juliet's body or spirit bears nothing to do with this. This is so I think this is twisting Celiac's personal pre-builder moral compass quite a bit. And so, yeah, maybe that is how it. After that deal is offered.
We were friends once. We even worked together afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's changed, man. He's changed. Because
this is season 2 Celiac.
Right. Well, I'll say that season 1 Celiac, even though he dabbled in mysterious things, was still bound to terrestrial morality. But his eyes have been opened to a path that is beyond terrestrial concepts of good and evil. There is no good. There is no evil. There is only generative creation, building, manifestation. Sometimes to create, you first must destroy. And maybe even Ekphelia sees like a shudder of doubt and a pang of conscience on the face of Celiac, before like some black tendrils maybe creep up from behind him and like connect to the back of his skull or something. And Celiac may even be like, I do not. The spirit has a will of its own. Whatever you are, whoever you are. Names have no meaning with you. You use this body as a bottle, not allowing it to develop. Your entire form is a blasphemy. Depart from this place that I'm in. This tendril, like from the builder's statue, just connects with him, and he's like, ugh. Bring her to us. Bring her the head. Bring us the head of Juliet Belrose, that it may be reunited with the finger that she gave up so easily. Bring us the head. The soul is of no concern to us.
And you may do with it what you wish. If the spirit has not a will to defend itself, then a more potent will has the right to build.
And that is where we are going to stop for today.
Oh, God. Woo. Good times.
We will come back. We'll finish this downtime phase, and then we will get into some free play and maybe even another score next time. Maybe we will decapitate Juliet. Maybe we will put a stake through Ecphelia's heart. Who's to say? But I want to thank my incredible players, Abu, Josephine, and Ross. Thank you. Come back to Doskvol in a week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.